What's up guys, and welcome to this video tutorial. We are going over the 2017 November maths exam. This is paper 1, and we're going to do all the questions, but let's start at question 1. Okay, and hopefully in this we'll be going over the entire paper, as well as I'm hoping to do the 2018 and 2019 papers as well. So let's start off. Okay, so we have question 1. Okay, so question 1a says solve for x. Okay, and the first part is x minus 1 squared is equal to 2, 1 minus x. Okay, so I already see that x minus 1 and 1 minus x are very similar, so what I want to do is try and get this 1 minus x to be x minus 1. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to put a minus sign in front of that, and that becomes x minus 1. So I'm pulling out this negative sign. Okay, so then we have x minus 1 squared. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to say that's x minus 1 squared plus 2x minus 1 equals 0. Okay, once we've done this, now I have this common x minus 1 and an x minus 1 over here. So what I can do is pull that out of this big bracket right here. So that's x minus 1. So that takes care of one of these, so that goes away. So we're still left with x minus 1, and then we still have taken this away, but we're left with a 1, right? So that's going to be plus 2. Okay, so that's x minus 1 plus 2 is equal to 0. So now we're left with x minus 1, and if we just simplify the inside, that's x plus 1 equals 0. So our solution is therefore x is equal to plus or minus 1. And that would be our final solution. Not too difficult. Okay, so question B, so that's going to be question A2 rather, says we have to solve for 5 to the power of minus x times 5 to the x minus 2 is equal to 25 to the 2x over 5. Okay, so that is the question. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just simplify this left-hand side by multiplying these. And remember, when we multiply exponents, we just add them. So we have 5 minus x, and the base is the same, so we have plus x minus 2 is equal to, and I'm going to convert this 25, remember 25 equals 5 squared, right? But then we have that 2x there, and that's 2x there. So I'm going to use this, and that becomes 5 to the power of 4x over 5. Okay, this left-hand side simplifies quite nicely. So we have 5 plus x minus x cancel each other, to the minus 2 is equal to 5 to the 4x over 5. Okay, 5 to the power of 1. So what I'm going to do is then multiply this 5 to the power of 1. Actually, I'm just going to take that 5 to the power of 1 up. So when I move it from the bottom to the top, that becomes 5 to the 4x minus 1. Okay, that's all that is. And then what I have is the same bases. So now I can just ignore the base, and I can say therefore minus 2 is equal to 4x minus 1. So that means that x is equal to minus 1 over 4. Solving that. Okay, and we get 4 marks each for those, so we end up with 8 marks. Okay, question B says solve for x if x plus 1 squared is less than 9. Okay, so this was question B, x plus 1 squared is less than 9. So B, x plus 1 squared is less than 9. Okay, so there's a number of ways that you can go about doing this. The one that I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this out and try factorize it afterwards. So what I'm left with is x squared plus 2x plus 1 is less than 9. So I'm going to take that 9 across, so then that's x squared plus 2x minus 8 is less than 0. So I can simplify this. This is x minus 4 and x plus 4 and x minus 2 is less than 0. Okay, so once I've got it in this format, I do a nice number line. Okay, and then I put in the critical values. So I can say the critical values are -4 and 2. So the opposite sign of what's in the brackets. Okay, so what I have is -4 and what I have is +2. Okay, so now I need to pick a number that is greater than 2. So I pick a very big number, let's say 500. So when I put 500, let's say 500, into here, into the x values in this equation, I have a positive number times 500 minus 2 is still a positive number. Okay, so if I put a big number in here, it gives me a positive value. Then I go and I find a number between -4 and 2. An easy number would be 0. So if I plug in 0, that's 0 plus 4 is a positive number. And then 0 minus 2 is a negative number. So a positive times a negative is a negative. So I'm left with a minus. And then I pick a very small number, let's say, or very negative number, let's say -500. -500 in there would give us a negative number times another negative number, which would give us a positive number. Okay, so overall I know that we have less than 0. Okay, so basically what I know is we're looking for where x is less than 0. So x would be less than 0 in this region right here where it is negative. So the solution therefore is x is a number where x is between 2 and -4. Okay, so that would be our solution. Okay, so we go on to part C, which I'm actually going to do just below here. Yeah, I think that's fine. So we have part C. So it says, if 2 and -4 are the roots of the equation, determine the values of B and C. Okay, so what that means is that x is equal to 0 at 2. So basically the roots, what it's telling us is that x equals 0 at 2 and x equals, so it's basically telling us that y is 0 at x equals 2 and y is 0 at x equals -4. So those are our two roots. Okay, so what we do is we say x minus 2 times x plus 4 must therefore be equal to 0. And then if we multiply this out, we get x squared plus 2x minus 8 is equal to 0. And that's exactly in the format that we have right here. Okay, so now we can just compare. So that's x squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Okay, and as you can see, we look at the value there. So b must equal 2 because it's connected to the x, and c is equal to -8 because that is our constant. Okay, and we get 3 marks for that and 4 marks for the question before that. Okay, part D is quite a nice question. So it says that x minus 2 is equal to -4 over x minus 2 minus 4. Okay, and it says if y equals x minus 2. So that's the information we're given. It says if y equals x minus 2, show that the equation can be represented as follows. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to replace x minus 2 by y. Okay, so what we have is x minus 2 there becomes y is equal to -4 over x minus 2 becomes y again, -4, right? Then we multiply this y up, so we're left with x squared is equal to -4 minus 4y. And so what we're left with is that y squared plus 4y plus 4 is equal to 0. Okay, and therefore we have shown the equation. So we can say that we've solved it. Okay, and then it comes to part 2, which says, hence or otherwise, show that the equation has real and equal roots. Okay, so basically what it's saying that we have to show that this equation right here has real or equal roots. So what's the easiest way to do that is to try and factorize this. So that is going to be part 2 of question D. So we were trying to factorize this. So let's start off with y squared plus 4y plus 4 is equal to 0. Okay, if we factorize this, we're left with y plus 2 times y plus 2 is equal to 0. So that's y plus 2 squared is equal to 0. Okay, so therefore the roots are y is equal to minus 2, both of them. It's important to note that there are two roots, and they're both y equals minus 2. Therefore, we can say that the roots are equal and they are real. Okay, so we've shown that as well. And we get 2 marks and 2 marks. So in total, we get our 19 marks. Quite an easy question, not too difficult, quite straightforward. So I hope you guys found this useful, and thanks for watching.